Welcome back to the Mustang recap here with Valorant Gold today. They played two different series last week, and the first game it was on Bind. Bucky dropping 24 kills on that map.
Oh yeah, SMSU, we were down 8-4 going into the second half, and then we came back and won at 13-11.
Yeah, large attack side performance there coming out from SMSU. I believe 3 members in that 20 kills era there. And on the other side, you know, only 1 or 2 people really popping off. One person kind of having a nightmare performance. It happens.
Yeah.
And SMSU, yeah, you can look at those bomb plants, 11 bomb plants coming down where only 2 of those got defused. So that's 9 rounds on that attack side. Really successful there. Yeah. And then I think map 2, that was on Ascent. Yeah, SMSU pretty much struggled. Yeah. Full stop in this. I think only 3 players breaking that 10 or the double-digit mark, just barely though.
Yeah, SMSU started an attack, and we just had a hard time getting anything going. So when we were down, I don't remember what it was, if it was 9-3 or 10-2. It's hard to get back into it, even when defense is your hard side. So, but yep. So SMSU lost 13-3 that round.
Yeah, I did notice. I think I saw 8 bomb plants, 7 diffuses. Means none of those rounds are really going over. And then on map 3, SMSU, they took it to Haven, where they won in a nail-biting series, 13-11 again.
Just about every round was a nail-biter. It came down to the wire.
Yeah, and a lot of players. Another game where 3 people on SMSU dropping 20-plus kills. A lot of frags happening from SMSU.
But then no aim. Their Cypher on the other team, 28 kills.
Yeah, finding a lot of big flanks. So it's kind of scary.
There was one round that they timed it perfectly where 4 of us were pushing side, and he came right behind us, and we had no clue where he was.
I think we ended up winning that round, but it was very close round.
It went from we were 4-1 to 1v1. So yeah. And now Valorant Gold had a game on Thursday. This is the second one of the week. For the first map, it was Haven, and Haven played very well on Monday, but unfortunately SMSU had a hard time going, lost 13-3.
Yeah, it just seems this team seems to be either hit or miss on random maps. It can be hard to anticipate what maps they're going to win because sometimes they'll have a great performance on Haven, and then sometimes they will just not be able to find anything going.
Yeah.
Woken, the only person hit double digits that game, can be pretty rough.
But then Whitney and Steve on the other team both had 18-19 kills, so they were having a good game.
I think an op came out in C-Long, and it just really shut down SMSU.
Yep. But then we went to map 2. It was a little better of success, but unfortunately SMSU did fall again to 13-11 on Bind.
Yeah, but another Bucky big performance on Bind. I think we're finding the one thing that's consistent for SMSU. On Bind, Bucky's going to get some kills.
Yep, he enjoys that map and plays very well.
Yeah, 28 and Woken 23 kills. SMSU just barely falling short on just such a sad map to lose on that Bind. I believe that was the one where SMSU found themselves in a couple man-up situations that they just couldn't find a way of closing down, gave up a few free kills, and snowballed the game against them.
Very much so, but Crazy with 24 kills on the other team. He had a good game there too.
Yeah, very much so. And now we're going to jump into some of those highlights from the Valorant Gold game.
Corner had enough time to live, and he...
It's good to see that ult coming out because they were seeing ult usage from SMSU.
Elbow! Someone clear it, please. Thank you. Like one of the more important things to clear.
I think that Raze is literally 1 HP right now. Yeah. You literally have to look at her and she dies. There we go. SMSU getting a kill on that Brimstone, I believe. And yep. There we go.
Cleared out.
Great job from SMSU right there. They had people in.
SMSU kind of playing slow.
SMSU doesn't. It seems like they don't know what they want to do quite yet. They're kind of torn between the two. Maybe they're kind of probing A site and B site here. Bucky's gonna get 2 picks right there. 3 picks on A site, clearing out A.
Now Cypher is playing on A site instead.
As soon as you play very far forward here on the left side, Bucky getting in there. He's the blind goes out. He gets 2. Picks a kill up on Carlos there, catching that rotate. Woken to get that Viper though. Bucky's in that back line, gets a double in the back. That was huge. Massive flank on Bucky's end. SMSU is having a great execution.
Oh, he's
getting the defuse.
Is he gonna stick
Come
it?
on, come on. Yeah, let's go.
Let's
the
go.
Ghost defuse. That is huge.
That is huge.
That Omen smoke covering her up so they can't see her. SMSU's got a nice wall here of their players.
Looks like they're gonna play off of Gecko ult.
Get him, Thrasher.
Oh, we got him.
Great stun there.
Yep.
Little man, get that defuse.
Get that defuse. Oh.
Now here's 1 TP, 2 TP.
There we go.
But the
Woken
second
gets a
one
nice
was
pick there.
Woken. Last 2 CT. Wait, there's a third? Oh, no. I'm looking at the wrong people.
We do have.
Oh, gets 1!
There we go. There we go.
Throwing nade!
Last one.
It gets.
Let's go, Bucky.
Let's go, Bucky!
Fear gets taken out there. Ooh, Bucky with a clean shot there. Another one. Let's go, Caster. Gets a blind. Let's go. Great picks from SMSU. Picking them up. This could be big.
Oh, gets 2!
Double. Can he follow up and get these kills, though? There we go.
There comes the Woken's flank now. And then the Brim.
They should not be 1v1. There we go.
Nah, he wins that every.
There we go. Carlos gets a quick pick. Gets another pick. He needs one more.
Needs one more.
There, let's go, Carlos. There we go. 3-piece with the Sheriff. Now UTK is kind of fully built up on A site, getting ready for that retake. But Carlos and Fear are playing in mid site. Bucky and Carlos have that back site. Hopefully getting those angles. There we go. Carlos gets a double pick right there. He gets a 3-piece through the rental.
Very good picks.
Carlos paving the way for his team to do good. I think it was Caster also picking up another kill. There we go. Caster gets the other.
And welcome back from those highlights. Very good highlights from SMSU Valorant Gold. But unfortunately, like I said, they didn't get the win. But now moving on to League of Legends. They played MSU White.
Yeah, a very interesting game. SMSU kind of got what they wanted in their first draft, getting that Ari and that Smolder, things they've had a lot of success with so far this year.
Yeah, SMSU bot lane did really good early, but mid and top struggled in the matchup. And then later, they lost Dragon Control late game, which snowballed into a 36-minute loss. Yeah,
Oriana really controlled and dominated that mid game. I think she was 7-0 at one point. A large lead in that mid lane. And SMSU, while they did start with the Dragon lead, they weren't able to control. They took a couple bad fights around that, and those Dragons stacked up. And that Trundle top lane just became a massive problem for them in game 1. Then we went on to game number 2, where SMSU, they changed things up pretty significantly. They ban away the Oriana, they ban away the Trundle, but they still struggled in this game. The Akshan just not able to find any openings, a lot of rotations not working out for them.
Yeah, Udyr started off much better than the first game, but unfortunately SMSU were not able to set up for a win condition in the bot lane.
Yeah, SMSU, they've been playing a lot of these AD carry hyper-scaling focused bottom lanes, which usually works out well for them, but in the last few games, it just feels like the enemy jungler sees it coming and then shows up and really stops SMSU from snowballing that bottom lane.
CS2 did not have a game this week. They had a bye, so we'll be moving right into Overwatch. And they had a doubleheader this week. Their first game was against
Marquette.
Marquette JV.
Yeah, and they played an interesting lineup. They went with the Genji Ash, the Hog coming out. We don't see that a lot from SMSU. The Ana, the Kiri, with Mystic subbing in for support, and then they played their substitute tank player this match. So they took the first map on Nepal, and then they went into map 2, where they stayed with the exact same lineup on Nepal and won round 2 as well. So SMSU sticking with what was working on Control.
Oh, yeah. So then the third map, they won on the map Blizzard World.
Yeah, Blizzard World, interesting map. Sojourn, May, Winston, Ana, Kiri. Another pretty interesting composition. This is a little bit more standard composition coming out from SMSU. The May, really good on Blizzard World.
But then it looks like they switched up after the push. Looks like they kind of switched up agent selections.
Yeah, so on defense, that was their lineup. On attack, they swapped to a lot more aggression. They brought the Widow out, and the Widow was it was popping off. It was finding kills everywhere. They ran the Echo with it, the Diva, the Baptiste, and the Juno. So a lot more mobility, a lot more damage coming off on Blizzard World there.
So then, like I said, they had a doubleheader, and they won on Blizzard World 3-0.
Yeah.
And then they, after winning map 2, they went into map 3, which was push.
Yeah, and this was on Coliseo. And SMSU really struggled in this match. The May was super dominant. SMSU, they swapped a lot. They swapped to the Sombra. They swapped to the Soldier. They had Genji. They tried a bunch of different things, but SMSU, they really weren't able to find a good footing in this push. I think that May got out like 7 or 8 times in bush, and it was destroying SMSU on Coliseo. But then we move on to New Junk City for Flashpoint, and SMSU looked a lot better in New Junk City. They brought a lot more of a standard composition out. The Cassidy, the May, the Orisa, Juno, Brig. That is a very Flashpoint lineup. A lot of short-range characters, a lot of area denial with the May, a lot of sit on top of the tank and let the tank do the work for you. So SMSU, they ended up going on and winning New Junk City 3-0.
Very nice, very nice. And now for the second game of the night, they started lineup for Capture was the first map.
Yeah, and I think this is a map that they play a lot more often. There's Busan, and this is something we see SMSU go to a lot. And they brought the Widow Echo out, and then the Mauga, Brig, Baptiste. And they just really struggled. Missouri State Club is 6-0 on the season. They are the dominant team in their bracket. So they really just struggled to find any success on that. They swapped to something like the Tracer, Ash, Orisa. Still just not really finding very much control on the control map. And I believe they lost Busan 2-0.
And now for map 2, which was Eidenwald.
Yeah, SMSU. And this was, as bad as the control maps went, this was the nightmare for SMSU. They started on attack first, and they really didn't make it out of spawn. There was a lot of stuff being thrown at them in spawn. They tried a couple different setups. I don't think they quite realized what composition was coming out. They had the Zen, Ana, Bastion, Junkrat, Orisa, so they're really susceptible to dive. But SMSU just not very comfortable on dive themselves, so they didn't swap into it, and they just really couldn't find anything going on Eichenwald. Then on the other side, they tried the Junkrat themselves, they tried the May, but to no avail. I think almost right away they pushed past SMSU. They won the first team fight, and they captured the first point in Eichenwald. So SMSU lose Eichenwald 0-1.
And now for the third map, which was Coliseo.
Yep, Coliseo.
And then it was push.
Yeah. And this is the same map they had in the previous game that they had lost. So they brought the May out thinking, hey, that May kind of popped off against us in first series. Maybe we try that. The Widow, very normal character pick in Coliseo. A lot of people start that Widow. We did have the Widow v. Widow matchup. And SMSU, they just weren't able to find quite what they were looking for. They swapped their comp a couple times. They swapped to a little bit more dive-focused. They brought out the Venture there, and they stayed on the May, swapped to the Ramatra, just looking for a lot more of a brawl comp. Unable to make it work, though. Missouri State Club, they're just very, very on today. So SMSU lost that series 3-0, going 1-1 overall on the day. And we will have some Overwatch replays right now.
Trying to get on 2 point now.
Yeah, and SMSU, yeah, they're pushing hard here. They do find one pick on the tank, and they find the second. Now they're pushing forward even faster, trying to find more kills here.
There goes Juno.
And SMSU, they find a clean team fight.
Okay.
95%. He's going to run in. He's going to drop all, trapping the Genji from diving anyone else, but doesn't matter. Genji wants to kill him. And SMSU, they find two.
Wow.
It's a 3 for 2. SMSU, they're winning this fight. Juno going to jump off, and oh! A reflect against a May.
MJ missing on his shots.
But now getting healed up, picks up the Junkrat.
Junkrat coming in.
But they did lose Luna themselves. Here's the Cassie ult going to pick up one.
I'm going to pick up one.
There's the May ult onto site, but SMSU, I think they're in a good enough position to not die to this.
Yeah, now she's...
Point after this win, Hyena with the MVP play of the game.
If they did like individual highlights.
Oh, this is the ult that you're talking about with the Cassidy ult.
Yeah. Cassidy picks up one late, and then that's how Arisa just survives.
Very nice. And but pressure being applied from Ash here. This is a good spot for Dynamite.
Kiriko is taking low. Here
here's
comes
Genji ult.
Genji ult, backing off it now.
It picks up 2, but Luna picks up 1.
OJ used his ult too. Gets
2. That reflect was kind of nasty.
He's doing a good job staying alive. There goes the healer. Now it's just Sigma on point.
Sigma gonna try to defend for as long as he can. SMSU trying to block him off.
He's taking taking down. There goes SMSU's tank though. Maybe his Bob.
Both tanks destroyed, but yeah, Bob on site now secures the site control. Weaver map.
I also don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Yeah, you took what I was about to say.
Oh, SMSU, they're gonna go for a blizzard of their own.
Yeah.
Deep into this spot. This is gonna freeze a bunch of people.
This is gonna get a bunch.
Yeah, and SMSU, they find 2. Juno might get chased down as well. Actually, behind everyone. This is dangerous. He gets a kill.
Maybe we should just leave now.
Oh, he's gonna ult for it.
Gets 2.
Gets 2, but dies for it. That's still probably pretty worth.
Yeah, because the other side of things, someone else died. I don't know who it was.
SMSU, they pick up 3. And Doom taking pretty low, but Life Weaver flowers up and able to take him out of the fight. Diva diving deep, trying to finish him off. SMSU, they take this engagement. They're pretty low.
Here comes the Genji ult. Getting 1.
Does go in and gets 3. SMSU pick up. He didn't get all 3, but he really created. Maybe gonna lose this fight. Ball doing a lot here.
Oh, activated his lifesteal a little too soon, I feel like.
Yeah, OG does pick up Life Weaver eventually here. SMSU, they're still battling here for a really long time.
Good triple from OJ so far.
Yeah.
Let's make it a quad.
Genji
what
doing
is
a
he
lot.
healing off of? What the?
I think Life Weaver is sending heals.
Oh, okay. I thought we had killed him already, but you're right.
Oh, that May. Blizzard actually doesn't freeze anyone. Doesn't matter though. SMSU do win the fight. Let's watch this replay. It is the Cassidy. Which Cassidy play is it?
And
yeah,
this is it. Oh, you're
takes out one here and then finds the spot for the double kill. Very nice. Wow. Securing the game win. And SMSU. And thanks for watching the Mustang recap. We've got an interview with Alex Castor coming up shortly. And welcome back to the interview part of the Mustang recap. We are here with Alex Castor today. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing, Spencer?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a senior here at SMSU. I grew up here in Marshall as well. I'm currently work at a local grocery store, and I also have an accounting internship.
Oh, cool, cool. When did you start getting into video games competitively? Did you play a lot of video games growing up, or is it something you kind of picked up in like late high school or college?
So I only really grew up with a Nintendo Wii.
Sure.
So I really didn't play a lot of competitive video games. And then in high school, that was about the time the Nintendo Switches came out, so I got that. But I really didn't start playing competitive video games until freshman year here.
Okay.
My buddy Levi, who plays on the CS2 team, he told me he looked at my laptop and noticed my specs were pretty good, so he said, here, download Valorant, and ever since then I've been playing, and then I joined the team last year as a broadcaster, and then last spring I joined the team and started playing Valorant.
Awesome. What are you majoring here at SMSU? Like, what do you see yourself doing after graduation?
So I'm actually a 3-major student. I have accounting, finance, and management. And I currently see myself going for my CPA, which is a certified public accountant. And with that, I can help with auditing and taxes.
Okay, and you said you're a senior. Are you going to be able to finish all 3 majors this semester?
Nope. This semester I will finish my accounting major, and then next year I'll finish up the classes. So I'll be a 5th year when I graduate.
Well, it makes sense. 3 majors takes quite a bit of
Which
time.
CPAs do need 150 credits to be able to start to get to the license once you have all the tests done. So I just want to get all the credits done now so I don't have to come back.
That makes sense. So Valorant Gold had 2 series last week due to a scheduling issue with our opponents. In the first series, game 1 and 3, SMSU Valorant Gold, they put on a great performance, winning games 1 and 3, both 13-11 in kind of a nail-biter series. However, in map 2, Ascent, SMSU really struggled to find rounds. They lost 13-3. Do you have any insight on what the difference between those maps were? Do you feel like if it wasn't on Ascent, it would have went different? Or how do you feel about that?
Well, the first game, I believe we were down 8-4 going into the half, so we really came back, and it was every single round was a nail-biter, like you said. Ascent, we've been kind of struggling recently on attack. Our defense is still pretty strong, but a lot of teams have been playing Odin on, I believe, Site B through that shootable wall. So it's just we haven't been able to do much since they just kind of spam it. And the reason we like playing that map is because we went undefeated in preseason on that map. So I think our confidence is better on that map. Unfortunately, we just have been struggling ever since. And I just feel like we kind of went into that thinking we were just going to beat them because the first map was their map and we came back and won. So maybe our confidence was a little higher on that second map. Which then losing 13-3 really put us in a dark place. We had to get back into that. But then the next map we switched over and we started 8-4 and then they almost came back, but we kept it close.
Yeah. And then for the other series, we really couldn't get off the ground on Thursday during map 1, falling 13-3 on Haven, a map that we had just won on Monday while making the close comeback. And then we fell short on map 2 on Bind, losing 13-11, another map that we had won on Monday. How do you feel about the team's performance? Do you feel like the team we were playing on Thursday was significantly better and that's kind of why? Or what do you use to account for that massive difference in rounds the team was able to get from map 1 to 2? Do you have any insights on what was going on with the team on Thursday?
So I think one thing was we went into the Monday game where the team was, I think, like 2-4. So we already knew that we'd have a little but better chance at winning the game. But then the Thursday game, they were, I believe, 4-1 or 5-1. So our minds went to, okay, this will be a little tougher map. And we played very well on Monday. Like we just as a team played very well. Thursday, I think we just kind of try to play by ourselves and we didn't play as well as a team, which is one thing we've worked on since. But I think that was kind of the thing. In Haven, we've kind of gone up and down. We've had really good times playing that map, and then we've had very bad times playing that map, which, like on Monday, we played very well. We won the map. This time, let's just say we did not do very well. And then Bind, we were up 11-9 or 11-10, but then unfortunately 4 of our players whiffed on a 20 HP Cypher, and that just kind of turned over the game, and then they came back and won it. So that one round just kind of made it so then we had a hard time coming back from it, and our economy went bad and theirs started going good. So
for sure. So do you feel, I know you mentioned that maybe the team is feeling a little bit more anxious coming into the second series due to their record. Do you feel like that's an issue the team commonly has, or is that not really common for the team to get anxious when playing maybe a higher ranked team?
Normally it doesn't make us anxious, but I also could think that since we just beat a team that had a little worse record, that maybe we actually thought about it this time.
Sure.
Especially since, like I said, they've only lost one game, so our minds went to they know how to play.
Sure.
And they're Pick Haven. They play very well on that map. We really struggled on defense just because they played it very good. So
For sure. In general, you're the Sentinel player for the team, with some Breach sprinkled in there. Most of the time, the Sentinel players are required to kind of clutch the rounds that go awry for the team. Do you feel comfortable in this role? Do you enjoy being one of the information gatherers, the flank protecting role?
I do. One reason that I started playing a lot of Sentinel in like regular comp games was because I get very annoyed when someone else plays it and they don't know what they're doing.
Sure, yeah.
So I always like to be the person that can, on attack rounds, be the one to have util for flank. I like to be the ones to be able to say, okay, let's put 4% on one site, let me hold down this one. I like to have that role.
Sure.
Or the rounds like, hey, we'll have someone flank and then we can do a quick rotate if you get on site. I like that role because I feel comfortable letting my teammates play what the other roles, and then they can be the ones. So even if I don't get a lot of kills, unfortunately, Sentinels, that's just how it is sometimes. But I'd say that's the main reason is I really stronger on defense. I'm a very defensive-minded person. So then being the Sentinel player, which is more a defensive role, it just kind of worked out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We've seen a few highlight rounds from you on the Sheriff. Did you put extra time into aiming with that gun specifically? Or like what type of mentality do you have on the Sheriff? Does it change how you approach a round? Do you feel more comfortable in those half-by rounds due to your aim with that gun?
Depends on the day. I'm kind of the same way like as Big L for the Brown team. Our aim just goes off with the Sheriff for some reason, but then when we get the Guardian or Vandal every now and then, we won't play as well. But I would say I put some time into it. One reason that I am a little more careful is because when I use the Sheriff, I very much worry about not moving while I shoot, where the Vandal, I sometimes try to go back and forth to try to mess up the enemy. So when I'm really low on economy, the half shield Sheriff is just kind of my go-to, just because, hey, yes, I might not get a kill, but if I can get someone really low, then someone can trade off me pretty quick.
Yeah. And this is a brand new Valorant roster this year. I mean, we've got a couple returning members from the Valorant team last year, notably Kennedy and Bucky Krish there, both coming back. But most of the players are players from that Valorant Brown roster last year. Well, the team's had a little bit more limited success this year, and it doesn't appear as though they're going to make playoffs this semester. Do you feel like the team is some time to have a successful second semester? From a coaching perspective, it appears that we're getting better week in and week out. Is this team looking forward to the future semesters once you've had a little bit more time to play together?
I think so. I think one reason why we struggled right off the bat is, so Brandon, Carlos, and I, we were all three on the Brown team, so we knew how to play with each other. We played with Bucky and Kennedy a little bit every now and then, but their way of playing is a lot higher ranked than what we're used to. So it took us a while for us to figure out a way for all of us to play together, and that's why we're all kind of staying on one role. I'm playing Sentinel, Brandon's playing Silver Fade, Carlos is our duelist, Bucky is playing a lot of Initiator, and then Kennedy is basically smokes for our team. And I think that's one reason is helping us, so then we get used to playing with each other on that. So like rounds where we always usually have Brandon and I play together on site on defense. It's just that's just kind of one thing, especially on a lot of maps. I think, and we practice a lot more maps with plays. So I think next semester we will most likely also have an extra Valorant coach, so that will be helpful for you too. I think we'll have a little more success next semester.
For sure. You're also involved in broadcasting for Counter-Strike 2 this year. How do you find that that's something you're interested in? Do you feel like the team's doing pretty well this year in comparison to previous years? I believe you might be casting some Valorant Brown in the future as well. Are you more comfortable casting Valorant since this is a game you normally compete within?
So the reason I joined broadcasting for SMSU Esports was mainly because I wanted to be able to play on nice computer setups. My laptop, even though it's nice to play on, it's nowhere like a normal PC. And to be able to use the room right now, you have to be a part of the team. So that's why I joined. It took me a little while to get used to it, just because I do like to enjoy talking, but it's hard to just focus on one thing and talk about that.
Sure.
And the reason that I started doing CS2 was mainly because of my friend Levi. He was on the team, and it was very easy. Just when I started playing Valorant, he broadcasted Valorant, so then I kind of did for his game, just so we could still be a part of each other's games.
Yep.
And then yes, if Valorant Brown makes the playoffs, I will be helping with broadcasting, and it is very easy for me to broadcast that game because I know the game so well, and that I can come up with strategies in my head that, yes, it won't help the Valorant Brown team, but it's more of the thought of, can I get into a mind of a game and be able to try to help the team, even though it really can't help them.
For sure. I know in the past you mentioned you've competed in disc golf local tournaments around the area. Can you give us a little bit more information on some other things that you do competitively outside of esports? Do you have any other hidden talents to speak of?
So, yep, I played in some disc golf tournaments. I think I played in 3 or 4 in through the beginning of summer. One was in Sioux Falls, 2 of them were in the cities, and one was a collegiate tournament also in the cities. But disc golf is kind of like golf with frisbees. That's basically how you explain it. I really don't compete anything else besides that. In high school, I shot trap. I shot shotgun sports. But pretty much all my free time right now I work 2 jobs. Like I said, my internship, and then the grocery store, and then classes, then esports. I really don't have much time for extra stuff.
I imagine you're.
Let's just say on a weekly basis, I have a daily schedule and what I need to get done.
For sure. As we wrap this interview up, is there anything or anyone you want to give a shout out to? Anything you want to mention to the SMSU esports fans at home?
Oh yeah, I think people should be more interested in joining the SMSU esports team. I think one reason why people are kind of against it is because they just want to play for fun. But right now, we only practice 2 days a week, and then we have our comp night. I mean, it's not much of a time schedule.
Yep.
And one reason that I really enjoy being on the part of the team is it gets me time to play the game, but yet it's not a feeling of, oh, I should be doing homework right now, I shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
Right? We have a scheduled practice, so it's like I'm doing something for the school, but then it's not my mind of, hey, I should rather be doing homework. Technically I'm productive is the way I think of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people would think about when they talk about, oh, I could just play video games at home or with my friends outside. But this way you could play with them on a weekly basis and you can get rewarded.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing yearly awards through the team now, so I think people should be more interested with joining the program.
Yep, scholarships are available.
Oh yeah,
as well for those at home. And yeah, thank you for doing this interview, and we'll let you get back to studying.
Sounds good. Thank you.